Hi, this is Jonathan Marks from Inkwell Medical Communications and medicalwritingtraining.com, and I'm here on the line today with Peggy McKee, who's CEO of Career Confidential. She's had over 16 years working with candidates and managers for hiring success. And the reason I'm talking with Peggy today is that for many years we have provided training in medical writing to writers from around the world, but we always get questions, how do I get a job? You know, I'm just starting out in this field. I've either been a bench scientist, I've been a PhD, I've been a physician, but I want to make a career change. And so how do I get started? Peggy has such great products online available. She's got an international audience the way we do, and I thought this would just be a perfect combination to bring some new training to those of you who are looking for a job. Hi, Peggy. How you doing?
I'm very good, Jonathan. Thanks so much for inviting me on our call here today. I appreciate it.
Good. So tell me a little bit about your background. How long have you been doing Career Confidential?
Well, first of all, for those folks who are here, you should know I've got an undergraduate degree in chemistry and a master's in business administration. And I worked in medical in the clinical lab arena for 7 years. So I have a very specific background to the folks that you're working with. But Jonathan, you asked me here because on Career Confidential, we have some specific products to help folks who are endeavoring, as you said, either a new career as a medical writer or a different job or a different role in writing or maybe just a different company.
Right.
And we've got some specific tools here that will help them get that done. We've been helping folks from around the world. I was telling you more than 18,000 clients in 90 countries.
Wow.
Using these tools to get that success.
Great. So let's get right to it, Peggy. Let's talk about one of your first products here, the LinkedIn profile tutorial.
Well, you need to know in today's business world, LinkedIn is a must-do. It is that important. The folks who will hire you, the folks who you will be targeting in your writing, they are all on there. So you need to be on there as well. And you need to be doing a good job of representing yourself on there. And a lot of folks don't. So we put together a tutorial. You can get it for $17 on our website. It's going to walk you through all the nuances of having a profile that really sets you apart from others. The experiences that we hear from others is that it's a dramatic difference in they can be on LinkedIn and wonder, hey, what's the big deal, but then get their profile right and learn how to use it and be amazed at the opportunity that it provides for you there. So I would encourage anyone, and whether you're looking for a job or not, you need to have your profile up to date and representing you well so that if there's something out there that someone should be contacting you for, you're going to get that phone call. So I recommend for every professional, you need to get on LinkedIn. You can go ahead and link to me as well. But you need to get your profile right, and the way to do that is with this tutorial.
Great. And I totally agree with that, Peggy. I always recommend people build their profile, but I know you've got a lot of great secrets on how to make it work. Let's go to your next one,
Yes.
The Extreme Resume Makeover Kit. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yes. Well, this is important. I'm always stunned by how amazing, and in fact, I do a lot of one-on-one coaching, and I coach some medical writers, and I'm amazed at how folks who can write so well for themselves in terms of writing for magazines, writing for clinical companies, writing for whoever audience, but when they write their own resume, they don't sell themselves in that document.
Mm-hmm.
And some of that may be because you think there's certain rules you have to follow because you have to follow that within your medical writing. Some of it may be that the folks who are writers aren't really extroverts and don't really like to toot their own horn. But no matter what the reason is, Jonathan, everyone needs to represent themselves well in their professional arena to get the best that they can out of all the things they've done for themselves. You've got folks that you're coaching who are, you know, bachelor's degrees, master's degrees, PhDs,
Exactly.
writing experience out the kazoo, just amazing individuals. Those folks have put a lot of time, money, and sweat into making themselves into who they are.
Yep.
They need to make sure that they're talking about the things about themselves that will make them valuable to others.
Great.
And there's just some key things that you need to know, and this kit will walk you through that. It has a template in it, so you can just use the template, no more guessing or worrying. Just walk right through it, do exactly what I tell you to do in there, and then when you get done, you can send your resume to me. There's an email address that you'll get in an email, and you can send it to me, and I'll look it over just to make sure that it's selling you, because a lot of folks will have one little thing or two little things that are totally just killing their chances.
Wow.
And so this is a very big opportunity. The other thing about this is it's an incredible value. It's $74.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so you get the template, all of the video coaching, and you get to send it to me for $74. You just can't beat that for having reassurance that you're professionally representing yourself in the way that you need to. This is a document that you're using to send out to sell yourself with.
I'm so glad we're having this conversation today, because I so know that this is what people need. After getting trained in how to do the medical writing itself, they need to know how to put themselves out there, and I'm so glad we're making this connection, Peggy. Let's talk about your next one, the Hidden Jobs Finder.
Well, this is a tool that I put together, again, realizing that folks who apply for jobs online, that doesn't work, okay? I don't care how good you are, it is very hard to separate yourself from all of the other wheat when it's you among 1,000 other resumes, okay? And I'm a very good communicator. I'm someone who's always been able to get anything I wanted when I communicated verbally and in front of someone. But I'm going to tell you, you put my resume in an applicant tracking system and I might not get an interview, okay? And that means that for everyone, this is a big deal. It's a big problem. So I created the Hidden Jobs Finder. It's a step-by-step system for how to reach out and find your manager, the person who should hire you. Because first of all, people will tell us they don't know how to find them, so we teach you exactly how to find them.
Right.
And then they'll say, I don't know what to say to them. Okay, and even writers feel that way. And in fact, I'll tell you the biggest problem that a medical writer has that I've seen, because I told you I do one-on-one coaching and I've had several clients. Here's the biggest problem: the medical writer their cover note when they approach a hiring manager is like a small e-report. It's too long.
Right.
Most of them, and your audience is going to be nodding their head, many of them will have two-page messages, two-page cover letters that they'll send in. Because they've got so much they want to communicate, right?
Right.
The problem is that doesn't get it done, because there's a lot of noise out there in today's marketplace. And so that's a big turnoff. We're taught to learn in small amounts. We're taught to have short messages. We're all texting one another. You're texting your kids. I'm texting mine. We know all the little short LOLs and all that other stuff. In our business writing, we have to condense our writing, and we have to be much more powerful, direct, and succinct. And that's one of the things in the Hidden Jobs Finder. I put over 30 pages of messages that are going to really make you have to be disciplined in being short, brief, to the point, and aggressive.
Good.
And that's what you have to be to set yourself apart from other folks. So I had developed this Hidden Jobs Finder back in 2009, and we had tremendous results, but then we would have folks who had a great resume, they're contacting hiring managers, but they're just not getting the interviews. And what happened was I went and took a look at all of the messages that they were sending. Many of them would have this problem of the too long message, the too weak message, the too much, the too personal. I mean, all of these different things that were just killing them. So even though these people were doing the right things, contacting the manager, what they were saying wasn't getting the job done.
Right.
It's all about marketing, right? You got to have the right product. You got to have the right people who you're looking at, and then you have to have the right message. What are you saying to them so that you get exactly what you want from them? And so we put 30 pages of messages in here to help you be disciplined and get the results that you should when you do contact that hiring manager.
I love
This is the best way to get interviews and all.
That's great. And then you also have, but wait, there's more. You have the 30, 60, 90 plan, 90-day plan. Tell us what that is.
Yes. It's so important if you have a job interview. Just like the problems that I talked about where there's some issues with not being extroverted, not liking to brag about themselves, not understanding exactly what makes them valuable, this problem continues into the interview. And so you can have someone sitting there in the interview who has a tremendous amount of value to offer, but because they're not doing a good job of answering the interview questions, there's a barrier there. It could be nervousness, it could be verbal communication, it could just be all of the different distractions that can occur within people when they're in that kind of environment, and you can fail to communicate your value. And when you do that, you don't get the offer. This plan right here is something you will create. It's got a template in there. It's lots of samples, video coaching, audio coaching, exactly how to present it, exactly how to use it in the interview, and this plan is guaranteed to get you more offers. I just got an email this morning from a gentleman who used it with one of the top brands recognized in the world. He's a big accountant. He used it with one of them last week, so it's like one of the top 10 brands, all right?
Yeah.
He landed a huge job, and he used the 30, 60, 90-day plan. The entire management team was blown away because they absolutely could see what he could do in the job because of the plan.
Wow.
So see, it didn't change who he was, right? It didn't make him into a prettier person or a more physically whatever. It didn't do anything to him.
Yeah.
What it did was it created an opportunity for him to show his value.
Great.
And Jonathan, anything you can do to help people do that is just so needed, because there are some incredible individuals out there who are sitting on the sidelines, not achieving what they can or not doing what they're capable of simply because they don't know how to communicate their value.
Right.
And some of those guys will invest in themselves and get a little training and create opportunities for themselves, and others won't. And the whole difference will be your desire and then the actions you take to figure out how to show your value.
Great. And then finally, Peggy, I know you also do weekly live calls with people. Is that right? How does that work?
We have a total access coaching club.
Mm-hmm.
We charge $97 a month for it. There is a free trial period that you can try it out. And in this club, every other Thursday, we're on a live webinar. I give a short job search presentation. I believe last week's might have been on how to do the Skype interview or the online interview.
Yeah.
So it's a real relevant topic. I'll do that for 5 or 10 minutes, and then we answer every question from the folks in the club. And so some days we're on there for an hour, some days we're on there for an hour and a half, because we're going to handle every question from folks within the club.
Right.
And what's really great about that is my business partner has recorded those sessions. There's over 100 of those sessions, but probably something like 125 of those sessions now. And he's recorded those and archived them and made them searchable by topic. So when you're a member of the club, not only do you get to come to the live events, but you also have access to over 130 hours of training.
Fabulous.
That is really, really relevant. And it's a lot like what they heard here today. They probably, as they listen to this video, there were some of them nodding their head, oh, yeah, I can see, I don't communicate the way she's talking about. I can see that. I know I need to. Even hearing the language between you and I has probably made them a little bit stronger, just this little touch. Mm-hmm. But what I find is folks who just, sort of soak themselves in that job search vernacular, in that value added, the opportunity, what I can create, how I will exceed your expectations. When they soak themselves in that, it makes them so much more comfortable and confident when they're in the interview.
Great. Peggy McKee, thanks so much. We're so glad here at medicalwritingtraining.com to be in partnership with you. I think this is a marvelous partnership. And for everybody watching the video today, I really encourage you to take advantage of both our services to learn how to do the medical writing and then to learn how to get the medical writing work. So if what we've been talking about today has caught your interest, and I truly hope it has, then just come to medicalwritingtraining.com. You can click the link that says Get Medical Writing Jobs. We'll teach you more about the LinkedIn profile tutorial, the Extreme Resume Makeover Kit, the Hidden Jobs Finder, the 30, 60, 90-day plan, and the Total Access Coaching Club. This all to help you not only with medical writing training, but getting your next medical writing job. Peggy McKee, thanks again so much. Have a great day.
You're most welcome.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.